Hey guys, what's up? It's iFlynn here, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my thoughts and opinions on Warframe's probably most anticipated update in the history of Warframe, the New War. So I know this video is quite late. I didn't want to make this video straight after the quest was released because I didn't want to unintentionally spoil anyone or anything like that or ruin the hype or anything. But this video is going to be sort of a critique on just the update as a whole, and some of the hype leading up to the update as well. So I've kind of got a lot to say. It might not make sense. It might just sound like blabbling from, a guy who's been playing Warframe for far too long. But hey, that's, I guess, why people watch my videos. So yeah, here we go. So straight out of the gate, I don't really feel like the New War lived up to my expectations. And whenever I say expectations, I was kind of hyped up for the quest by watching dev streams, reading forum posts, watching YouTube videos, stuff like that. So I did give in to the hype, and I genuinely thought that DE was going to deliver something that would sort of blow my expectations away, right? Because they were able to do it before with the likes of the second Dream quest. I still believe that the second Dream update is or was the best update to ever happen in Warframe history, for the simple fact that it delivered on so much. It bumped up the quality of the game. What was added had lasting impacts on the future of the game for years to come. We got a lot of content. We got new tile sets, new Warframe, new weapons, new mods, all of which are still really good leading into the day. So it was Ivara, Rubico, Exilus mods, and we have the Lua tile set. We got introduced to the operator, and there are new things that were introduced with the New War, such as, the Fortuna sort of open world rework. Same with the Plains of Eidolon, it kind of got an overhaul. We have the Drifter now, and we were able to use abilities on the Drifter. We were able to use weapons on the Drifter and stuff like that. But as it stands right now, just the update that we got, the Drifter was actually a downgrade from the operator, right? So if you were to use, let's say, the Drifter over the operator for Eidolon hunting, I'm pretty sure it was true whenever the update first came out. It might be fixed now, but Arcanes weren't actually working on the Drifter. So it didn't really make much sense to use the Drifter over the operator, at least whenever the update hit. And then on top of that, we didn't get a lot of content post quest, if that makes sense. So of course we get to farm up Caliban, and Caliban, in my opinion, is a good frame. There are a few new mods, but not mods that I would consider to be noteworthy, right? I'm pretty sure the mods that got added were the ones that allow you to teleport with finisher attacks on melee. And while that is cool and all, it's nothing really game-changing, right? And that's sort of the sentence that I want to focus on. Nothing was added that was really game-changing in the New War update. And whenever DE hype it up as one of their biggest and most ambitious updates, I kind of expect something game-changing to be added in there. Now, the game-changing, or the bar, was raised from a narrative and storytelling standpoint, if that makes sense, because the quality of the New War quest, just the facial animations, the music, the atmosphere, just the immersion that I had while I was playing the quest, they definitely delivered on that. I had a good experience playing through the New War quest. I was hooked whenever I played it. I did it all in one sitting, obviously, because, that's just how I sort of do things. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. I didn't understand what the hell was going on, but that is in part to do with just the space or the time in between the releases. The Sacrifice came out in 2019. The New War quest comes out December 2021. I'm just sitting here I don't even remember what happened in the Sacrifice, but I know that nothing that happened in the Sacrifice is relevant here in any way, shape, or form. So I'm just kind of scratching my head what the heck is going on, right? So Warframe lore has never been my strong point. I have to refer to other YouTubers like Stallor D for my information. There was a video that he made that I had to watch to get my fix on the New War update, just to understand what the hell was going on. But I think Warframe storytelling is kind of going in the same direction as Destiny storytelling. I know a lot of reviewers, they praise Destiny storytelling. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I still have to refer to a YouTuber such as My Name is Bife for my information on Destiny lore and stuff like that. And I don't like it whenever I have to like go out of the game for my sort of like lore fix, right? I like a really cool lore experience like The Witcher, for example, where everything is basically like right in front of me, right? And if I need sort of like a callback or a flashback or something like that, that is in the game. So if you haven't played The Witcher 3 before, every single time that you boot up the game, the past events or things that you recently did in the game are going to be narrated to you by a character in the game. Pretty cool, right? So I would like it if DE in future, whenever it comes to their lore updates, were in some way, shape, or form adding like callbacks to previous events and basically explaining a little bit more how they are relevant to what is happening. Because we had the man in the wall make an appearance, and I'm just kind of like, okay, that's cool and all, but like, this is just giving me more questions than it is answers. It sort of feels like Kingdom Hearts storytelling, if you've ever played that game, where at the end of every single game, there's always a teaser to the next game because of the events that happened at the end of the game. And it's like, okay, we'll find out next time in the next iteration of Kingdom Hearts, you know, that type of thing. So it's sort of like find out next time in the next iteration of Warframe update, which is going to probably happen in 2 years' time, that type of thing. And as a casual player of the game, or a casual sort of like Warframe lore consumer, if that makes sense, I'm just kind of sitting there like, okay, but like, what comes after this? What is the post content going to be like? While the lore is cool and all, you know, while the new war was a cool quest and everything, because of how confusing the narrative is, I'm just playing through it because like I want what the quest is going to reward me with, and I want access to what is going to come next with the quest. And at the end of the quest, we get new weapons. We have the ability to use the drifter outside of the quest itself. Although we can't use the abilities and stuff like that, we can only use the amp, and we can't use a weapon on him like we could in the quest. So he's kind of like a neutered version of him, if that makes sense. We were able to use the drifter, but it wasn't worth it on launch. So it's kind of like, And then we could go and farm Caliban from bounties. We had access to the new mods, and then that was kind of it. To say I was disappointed would kind of be an understatement. Of course, this does set up things coming in the future. So we have that whole Fortuna rework. We have the whole Plains of Eidolon rework where the places look different, I guess. And we have new enemies and stuff like that. But that's kind of it, right? And like what happens in the future is all up in the air. And I don't really buy the whole, oh, it's going to be something for the future type of thing. For the simple fact that you look at something like Fortuna, right? We have only 2 orbs from Fortuna. Fortuna was released back in 2018, and we're still waiting on the 3rd orb fight. Like, we don't know what they're going to do with that. We don't know when we're going to get that. I can only criticize what is there in front of me. And honestly, like, if you were someone who came to me and asked, hey, Flynn, is it worth getting back into Warframe? I stopped playing back in 2019 type of thing. I would say, maybe. Like, if you enjoy Kuvaliches, that's cool. If you enjoy Railjack, that's cool. But that's only if you enjoy those 2 types of gameplay styles, right? So I really enjoy Kuvaliches, and I kind of enjoy Railjack with how they're going about it. Like, they're just implementing it here and there, so it's not something that you have to, like, you know, always go and do type of thing. But if you had no interest in Kuvaliches and you had no interest in Railjack because it was just mindless grinding, and you were like hyped for the new war, let's say, but you find out that you had to do multiple things to get to the new war, and you asked me like, are these things worth doing to experience the new war? I would probably tell you to watch a playthrough on YouTube, you know, because don't forget that the barrier to entry for the new war is to have things like a Necromech, have things like a Railjack, and they don't have to be leveled up. You just have to have them, but it's still a requirement. And farming a Necromech is painful. Even with the changes that they made, it's still painful. Now, you don't have to go out of your way to like upgrade your operator and your amp and stuff like that, but a lot of people, they did that for the new war. So, you know, that's kind of a feels bad man moment for them, going through all that effort to make like a really decked out character, have a really decked out account going into the new war. But that is just the negative consequence of the hype for the new war, right? Like, whenever you hear the game update, the new war. It sounds like a big update. It sounds really hyped up, but it didn't live up to the hype for me. It was good, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to take away from anything the developers did. I can't speak anymore. I'm not trying to take away from anything the developers did, because lighting was good, music was good, storytelling was good, facial animations were good. Everything about it was good. I was a little bit confused because I'm not so invested in lore and stuff like that, but it was a good quest. Is it worth reinstalling Warframe, farming up a Necromech, farming up a Reeljack? It's up to the person, but Warframe is a very time-consuming game. It's a very time-consuming game, and it also depends on how much you value the experience of like first-hand experiencing a quest like that, you know? And whether or not that is the type of player you are in Warframe is entirely down to you. For me, Warframe is about the grinding. It's about the grinding, and it's about the gameplay. And the fact that there wasn't a lot of gameplay after the quest was a little bit disappointing. Now, of course, there's the fact that I'm a Warframe creator, and I got Caliban for free, so I didn't actually have to farm it. But remember, farming is basically just doing the same thing over and over and over again, right? Bounties, fighting some enemies, that there type of thing. So, I don't know. I wish there was more, like, new game modes. I wish there was more permanent additions to the game that sort of had a game-changing effect, if that makes sense. I just wish there was more to it after the quest. It was good and all. I just wish there was more. And that is pretty much all I have to say about it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Like it if you liked it. Subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys in the next one.